And we should be live. Welcome back, nerds and turds, to another live stream repair. We've got a bit of a twist to start things off today, and quite an easy day for us. We only had one show up today. It's kind of funny how some days we've got 11 and then other days we've got none or one and a mini. Normally I don't offer repairs for the minis, but I talked to Hoang and he's willing to let me take a look at it, see if I can fix it, and if we can't figure it out, no harm, no foul. And before I actually started here, I got it opened up and I wanted to see if anything happened when I plugged it into my MacBook, because I bought a few of these in the past off of eBay described as no power, and they sure enough wouldn't power on when plugged into a power brick. But when I plugged them into my Mac, they allowed me to restore them, and they worked just fine thereafter. This one, however, does not appear to be the same. It doesn't show up in recovery mode in my Mac, and it doesn't do anything when I plug it into an OEM brick. So, I don't really have any experience on working on these, but I figured, hey, if it's not powering on, maybe it'll be something that we can actually figure out and fix for them. And either way, it'll be a little fun to work on something a little different here on the channel. So I'm going to plug this into our kilowatt meter here, and we can see that the power draw actually jumps up to 1 watt while this is plugged in. And then when we unplug it, it goes back to 0. So we know that this is drawing some amount of power, and we know it's not just the brick being plugged into here because it's still plugged in there and it's not drawing any power. Only pulls a watt when we actually plug the mini in here. So I'm guessing maybe we've got, usually power, like no power issues are usually like a shorted component or a blown fuse somewhere. And from there you can determine which of those two it is based on the power draw. So if we didn't see any power draw when plugging it in, that would probably be a blown open fuse. However, since we do see a bit of a power draw, it's more likely some sort of a short. So that's what I'm hoping for. Let's go ahead and crack this open and see what's going on from the inside. See if we can figure it out. This is not the first time I've opened up a HomePod Mini. It's the second time. It looks like we've got T6 screws here so far. Nice. Got our little base. And then that looks way bigger than a T6. What is that, a T9? Yeah. And there we go, we got the base off. That should let us slide this around. And it should expose some screws for us to take out. Alright, what are those? Those look like more T6s. do not want to lose that. I do not have spare screws, although I guess that we could take some screws from Mr. Brick over there if we absolutely need to. There we go. What are those, T7? You trying to pull a fast one on us? I think those screws were a T7. Okay, I think at this point we can plug this back in and turn this on with our thermal camera pointed at it so we can maybe see what's potentially shorting out here. I'm going to get the display off too so it's easier to manage all these parts floating around. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I don't see anything. Nothing's getting warm here. Huh. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything super straightforward. If it's shorting, it's not obvious. I don't hear anything. I don't see anything. was hoping we'd be able to figure this one out. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna have to give up on this one, at least for now. Maybe I'll spend some time with it later with a multimeter and just probe around and see if there's anything shorting out. But I don't even know where to start yet, so... Damn. Well, let's get this put back into a box for now. Keep it all together. And let's get this other HomePod fixed at least. Okay. So, up next we've got a more typical repair here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We got beer again. So let's get hydrated and fix some stuff. Ooh. All right, this one is from Philip with no power. Let's check our symptoms with a known good power cable. Alright, no response, no lights, no nothing, because it's not plugged into anything. So now, oh, we've got a power draw of 0 watts. So this is different than what we normally see when we get these no power HomePod repairs. Normally we see around 3 to 6 watts of power draw, which indicates, like I was saying with the Mini, a short somewhere. Usually that short's on the amplifier, and it's that diode that tends to pop and cause that problem. But here we see 0 watts of power draw. So my guess is going to be not a short, but instead the fuse in the power supply is probably blown. Alright, phone's going on Do Not Disturb. I don't like people messaging me while I'm trying to work. It distracts me. It's my fault for not putting the damn thing on Do Not Disturb in the first place. That's the whole point. Looks good, feels good, smells good. Whoa. Oh. I think this thing's got more problems than just no power. So right off the bat, I noticed it's completely gone. Just for reference, here's what this should look like. There should be a big fat resistor right here, but instead, nothing. Completely gone. There's half of it, right there. The other half is nowhere to be seen. That is typically not going to happen alongside power issues. That, oh. Okay. Well, that's another problem. There's a hole in your amp chip. Incredible. That's like the photo up on our website bad. Well, we didn't see any power draw, so my original suspicion was a blown fuse. Let's test it and see. Was all this damage on the amp before the no power, or did all of this occur after the no power? Like, if the fuse is blown, I'm guessing maybe there was a power surge and it managed to blow up a handful of the components on the amp before the fuse blew. I'm not sure about that, but let's see. So there's the fuse. So we're just going to flip this over. Oh, the fuse is still good. So it needs a new amp. If the power supply fuse is good, then just from how much damage there is on this amp, I'm just going to have to guess that that's what's going on here. There's just some sort of catastrophic failure on here. I'm curious if the Schottky barrier diode is still good or not. It's got a date code outside of the normal range that fails. Yep, diode is still good. Let's just take one more look at that. We'll look at the top of the board first. There's your Schottky barrier diode. Everything else over here looks fine. That's all fine and dandy. This is all good. That's all good. And then you've got your missing resistor here, but that's not going to cause power issues. And then we go to the back of the board. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Just destruction. Utter destruction. Well, let me double check and see with my emails between Philip here. Since this amp is not going to be repairable, I can replace it with another one, but because I can't repair the old one, I'm going to have to charge the just a little extra to just outright replace it. Which I hate to do, but I got to make sure I don't go broke doing this for people, you know? We're running a bit of a business here. Okay. So yeah, I originally estimated $60 for their repair, so we're going to pause this one for Philip unless they happen to be with us right now. But I'm going to reach out to Philip and let him know, hey, we took yours apart and we found abnormal damage to your amplifier, and it's the amp board isn't repairable, but we can replace it for $80 instead of the $60 repair estimate. And then if they want to move forward, we'll go ahead and replace their amp with a refreshed one and get it put back together and sent back home to them. If they don't want to opt for paying the extra and doing repairs, if they just want to go for the no fix, then we can just put it back together and ship it back to them, and they can do whatever they want with it. Alternatively, if they want, I offer, in this case, I'm sure they're going to be fine with paying the extra and getting this fixed. But for those other no fixes, I do offer people the option to trade it in for a free repair. So if you have a HomePod that doesn't have a repairable issue, you can send it in and trade it for a free repair and return shipping, and or you can send it in and you can also drop ship broken HomePods off eBay to me, repairable or not, and use those as trade-in or repair candidates. And yeah, I like to make a deal with folks. So not the best, but something that we can at least fix. We've got enough amps sitting around to replace this, and at least we'll be able to use this for some parts. But let's see, where did his box go? Here we go. Right. Well, what a stream so far, guys. 0 out of 2 fixed. Rough. Well, we'll get Phillips fixed up without a problem, but I just want to get the A-OK from him that it's okay that we go ahead and replace the amp for the extra fee. We've got Hoang with two OG HomePods that have bass issues. We actually took a look at theirs a few days ago. That day that we had 11 in one stream. And we had a little bit of extra time to work on them, so we only diagnosed them. We didn't actually do any repairs. So, let's go ahead and get his stuff fixed up here. Now that I've got the extra parts on hand to do so. Excuse me. Alright, so this one, the amp looked a little roasty, and I think it needed some DC offset repair. So let's go ahead and just confirm that really quick. Yeah, we'll be able to get something fixed up today at least. These last two should be pretty straightforward. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself, but... That's right, this one had too much DC offset, which fried the subwoofer speaker. And then this one needs a new amp because its bass speaker was still good, but there was an issue with the amp. Okay. So, okay, yeah, if we look at the multimeter at the top left there, we've got 450 millivolts of DC offset and growing. So that's going to cause some, like, background hissing noise and louder than usual popping, death farts eventually, and it's going to roast the subwoofers. So let's get the board fixed up so that it won't roast the next subwoofer we put this back together with. And then we will check and make sure that it's good to go. Yeah. There's the culprits. Let's get our hot air and iron on. Excellent. Looks great. And for good measure, we're going to replace the Schottky barrier diode on here. That's that guy right there with 1746K on it. That date code is within the range that we normally see failing. So we're going to nip that problem in the bud. Alright, and then last, this resistor right here that we just saw completely blown off on the last board, it's looking a little rough, so I just kind of want to replace that with that so I don't have to worry about it. So let's do that. Okay. Fully refreshed amplifier. Let's give this a second to cool off. We've done a lot to it. and then we will confirm that that DC offset that we were seeing is under control and within spec. That should rid it of the majority of the popping sound, prevent the death farts, and get rid of that static hissing sound that it plays when it's not in standby mode. How is that? That'll work. We've got power. Keep an eye on the multimeter after it boots up and plays the setup tone and our measurement settles down. If we know what we're doing and we did it right, then we shouldn't see more than 50 millivolts on the meter. And looks like we're going to sit around 9 millivolts. That is a significant improvement from the, what was it, like 450 and growing that it had before. So we can sleep easy tonight knowing that this one is fixed up and we can put it together. Oh, almost forgot our power supply. Let's get that put in there. This OG had too much DC offset that was creating a hissing sound, and it also blew the subwoofer speaker. So we corrected the DC offset, gave it a new resistor and a Schottky barrier diode as well, and then put it together with a new subwoofer. So we are going to find out right now if it works.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Sounds good.
I'm having trouble.
Looks good. All right. Let's get number 2 fixed up. So this one had no bass at all. And if I remember correctly, the bass speaker was totally fine. Excuse me, good grief. But we suspected an issue with amp. So let's continue taking this apart, get down to that amplifier, and see if we can figure it out without having to replace it. Okay. What's it got? Everything over here looks okay. Everything on the back of the amp also looks okay. Is it the shorted cap? Or is it a mystery bass issue? Nope. That cap is fine. So, probably a mystery bass issue. I hate those. Okay, well, I don't really feel like messing with that one for now. So we're gonna go ahead and swap this amp out. Here's another amp. Looks pretty good. but I do want to give it a new Schottky barrier diode. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, please leave a like. Do it while it's free. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do it now. And keep an eye out because we will be doing a giveaway soon for a custom red OG HomePod. I'll show that to you guys really quick. Haven't put it together yet, but this is what it will look like. You've got the red top, the red mesh, and the red cable to match. And once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be giving it away to one of you guys. So leave a like and subscribe to keep an eye out for that. So let's see if this is ready to use. Here we go. It's powering on. That's always a good sign. Let's get our meter turned on so we can get an idea how much DC offset this amp has. Looking good. And we've got, wow, all right, 0 millivolts of DC offset. Couldn't be much happier with that. Let's get it put back together. Hey, Martin. Welcome to the stream. I saw some of those reviews. Pretty much what I expected. But I'll have to hear it for myself. Ooh, if some of the pins are bridged together, I'm surprised it's even working without having broken anything else, but good job on getting that far. How did you replace the connector? Did you just do the old heat the board up from underneath trick? Make sure you use plenty of flux too. That'll help you keep from bridging those pins. You can't have too much flux. Yeah, that can be a pain in the ass, man. That's why I use the low melt stuff to get the connector in place and on the board, and then I'll go over all the pins again with a soldering iron with regular solder to make sure that it doesn't just break off or get too brittle over time. Alright, let's see if this one works. We've got power. And
I'm having trouble connecting to the
very
internet.
good.
I'm having trouble.
Volume buttons light up nice and even. This one checks out and is all ready to go. Folks, if you enjoyed today's live stream repair, please leave a like. Let me know I'm doing good. If you don't like what I'm doing or you think I could do something better, please let me know. I'm always open. If you're looking for more information on doing your own HomePod repairs, leave a comment down below or check out the website nixfix.com. I've got a dedicated section for common issues that we repair here on the channel and how you can do it yourself. If you get stuck along the way or you want to send your pod in, either the whole thing or bits and pieces, to be repaired here on the channel, I've also got my contact info up on my website. So check it out. If anything, just go hit the website sometime, load up my server. Appreciate the design. And I'll catch you nerds and turds in the next live stream.